Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Grammar Lesson.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Mia.
Today, you will learn object pronouns in just 3 simple ideas.
3 ideas. That's it. And after this, you will never say, give the book to I again.
One time I wrote, my teacher gave the book to I. My teacher circled it and wrote, try me instead.
Ha! Subject pronouns and object pronouns really do love to confuse learners.
It happens to everyone, but today we fix it, right now.
We will give you one simple system. Use it anywhere, in writing, in speaking, in a story, even in a simple thank you note.
One system, so many places. Ready?
Here is the big picture. An object pronoun replaces the noun that receives the action in a sentence.
That's it. One clear job. Simple, right?
Very simple and very useful.
Remember subject pronouns from our last episode? Object pronouns are their close partner.
Subject pronouns do the action. Object pronouns receive the action.
We will build this step by step with easy examples.
And later, if you want the tricky details, we will add those too.
But remember, even the basic idea already helps you sound more natural.
Let's start with step 1.
Step 1. What is an object pronoun?
An object pronoun takes the place of a noun that receives the action in a sentence.
Instead of saying, I saw Tom, I called Tom, we can say, I saw Tom, I called him.
Him replaces Tom as the person receiving the action of calling.
Without object pronouns, our sentences would sound repetitive and strange.
Lucy has a dog, I love the dog, sounds a little robotic.
Lucy has a dog, I love it, sounds much more natural.
Let's practice together. Say it with me. I saw...
Now add an object pronoun at the end.
Good job! You just used your first object pronoun.
Before step 2, one small tip. Object pronouns usually come after the verb or after a preposition.
She called me. He sat next to her. The pronoun follows instead of leading.
Good connection. Now let's continue.
Step 2. The list of object pronouns.
English has a short, simple list of object pronouns too. Let's go through them one by one.
Me, for yourself.
You, for the person or people you are speaking to. Yes, this one stays the same.
Him, for one male person.
Her, for one female person.
It, for one thing, animal, or idea. This one also stays the same.
Us, for yourself and others together.
Them, for more than one person or thing.
7 small words, almost matching our subject pronouns, but slightly different.
She called me. I saw you. We invited him. They thanked her. I found it. He helped us. She visited them.
One quick list, 7 pronouns ready to use immediately.
Step 4. Comparing subject pronouns and object pronouns.
This comparison is the real key to understanding this whole topic.
I becomes me. He becomes him. She becomes her. We becomes us. They becomes them.
I called him, not I called he.
She helped us, not she helped we.
They saw me, not they saw I.
Subject pronouns lead the action. Object pronouns receive it. 2 different jobs, 2 different forms.
This little chart in your mind solves so many common mistakes.
Step 4. Object pronouns after action verbs.
The most common place for object pronouns is right after an action verb.
I love her. He trusts me. They invited us.
My teacher praised me after my presentation.
I thanked her for all of her help.
We welcomed them warmly at the party.
See the pattern? Subject, verb, object pronoun. A simple, steady structure.
This pattern repeats in almost every sentence across everyday English.
Step 5. Object pronouns after prepositions.
Object pronouns also appear right after prepositions like to, for, with, and at.
This gift is for him. Come with me. Look at her.
We never use a subject pronoun after a preposition. That is always incorrect.
This gift is for he sounds clearly wrong.
This gift is for him sounds correct immediately.
My sister sat next to me during the movie.
I gave the flowers to her on her birthday.
We spoke with them about the new project.
Preposition, then object pronoun. A rule that appears constantly in daily conversation.
What was your biggest mistake with this rule, Jack?
My story from the beginning. My teacher gave the book to I instead of gave the book to me.
I used to say between you and I instead of between you and me.
See? Easy. Simple rules, clear sentences.
You don't need perfect grammar all at once. You just need clear, simple practice.
And a little bit of patience helps too.
Step 13. Practice time.
Now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn.
Answer these questions in your head or write them down.
Question 1. Replace the noun with an object pronoun. I saw Sarah at the store.
Question 2. Replace the nouns with an object pronoun. He helped my parents with their bags.
Question 3. Fix the mistake. This letter is for you and I.
Question 4. Fix the mistake. She gave the keys to he.
Question 5. Choose the correct pronoun. Please sit next to blank. I/me.
Question 6. True or false? It and you stay the same whether used as a subject or as an object.
Now check your answers with a friend or write them in the comments below.
Say your sentences out loud, in front of a mirror, or while you make your coffee, or while you walk.
This is the best practice, speaking out loud again and again.
Your brain remembers better when you speak, not only think.
So don't be shy. Try it right now after this episode.
Let's review everything one more time very quickly.
Object pronouns replace the noun that receives the action in a sentence.
Me, you, him, her, it, us, and them, the full, complete list.
Object pronouns appear after action verbs and after prepositions.
I becomes me, he becomes him, she becomes her, we becomes us, they becomes them.
You and it stay exactly the same in both roles.
5 small rules, 1 simple system.
But remember, you only really need the first rule. Object pronouns receive the action, not perform it.
The rest add slowly, over time, as you feel ready.
You don't need every detail today. Choose the rules you understand best.
Maybe you only remember 2 rules today. That is perfectly okay.
Next week, maybe you add one more rule. Slowly, slowly, you build full confidence.
Learning grammar is not a race. It's a walk. One small step at a time.
I love that idea. If you are unsure, remove the other name from a compound object and listen closely.
If you are speaking casually, don't worry too much. Just try and keep going.
It depends on the moment. Feel the meaning and choose your word.
That is a very smart tip.
Before we finish, let's talk about this topic one more time.
Object pronouns are not scary ideas.
They are helpers.
Helpers that show exactly who or what receives the action in a sentence.
And when you use them correctly, your English flows smoothly and confidently.
No more gave the book to I, but instead gave the book to me.
Just clear, natural, confident English.
It all starts with one small, simple question. Who or what is receiving this action?
So remember, keep it simple.
Practice daily.
And smile.
A smile makes learning more fun too.
Remember your story from the beginning, Jack? My teacher gave the book to I. That's all you could say one time.
Don't remind me. It made everyone smile, though.
But now, if someone asks you about object pronouns, you don't freeze anymore.
Because now I have a system, a simple structure in my head.
Exactly. And now all of you have that system too.
Yes, all of our listeners do too.
So next time you speak or write, take a breath and think.
Then just ask yourself, who or what is receiving this action?
You will surprise yourself with how well you can do it.
I believe in you, our dear listeners.
We really do.
We mean it.
So here's your challenge, right now.
Pause this video.
And say 3 sentences, one using him or her, one using us, and one using them.
Go on. Try it now. We'll wait.
Blank, blank, blank.
Did you do it? Great job.
That's it. You just did the hardest part. Everything else gets easier from here.
Well, I think our time is almost finished for today.
Time goes fast when the topic is fun.
It really does. This was a great episode.
It was. Before we go, we have one more small favor to ask.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Grammar Lesson.
And give this episode a big thumbs up, a like.
It really helps other learners find our channel.
And please share it with a friend who is also learning English.
We want to help as many people as we can.
And now for your homework and our question of the day.
Go to the comment section below.
Write 3 sentences using me, you, and one other object pronoun of your choice.
For example, my friend helped me, I thanked you, we invited them to the party.
You can write anything you want.
We would love to read your comments and check your pronouns.
It will be so much fun reading all your examples.
Thank you all so much for learning with us today.
Thank you all. It was a pleasure, as always.
Stay curious and keep practicing.
We will be back soon with another fun grammar episode.
And remember, choosing the right object pronoun makes your English crystal clear.
Me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Your system forever.
Goodbye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Mia.
That last one is such a common mistake, even among native speakers.
We all make these mistakes at first. It's part of learning.
But now we notice them quickly and fix them fast.
Step 6. Indirect objects. Who receives the thing?
Sometimes a sentence has both a direct object and an indirect object.
The direct object is the thing being given or done. The indirect object is who receives it.
I gave her a gift. Her is the indirect object receiving the gift.
He told us a story. Us is the indirect object receiving the story.
Object pronouns work perfectly here too, showing exactly who benefits from the action.
She sent them an invitation for the wedding.
I bought him a coffee this morning.
Direct object, indirect object, both often use object pronouns in natural conversation.
Step 7. 2 object pronouns or noun plus pronoun in one sentence.
Sometimes a sentence has an object pronoun replacing both parts.
I gave the book to Tom becomes I gave it to him.
It replaces the book. Him replaces Tom. Both pronouns working together.
She showed the photos to us becomes she showed them to us.
2 small pronouns doing the work of a much longer sentence.
This shortens our sentences beautifully without losing any meaning.
Step 8. Object pronouns in comparisons.
This next part feels tricky even for confident English speakers.
In comparisons using than or as, people sometimes get confused about which pronoun to use.
She is taller than I am is fully correct formal English.
In casual speech, many people simply say, she is taller than me.
Both are widely used, but they follow slightly different logic. Then I am completes a full clause. Then me is shorter and more casual.
You don't need to worry too much about this detail in daily conversation.
True. Just know that both versions exist and both are commonly understood.
Step 9. Common mistakes with object pronouns.
Let's talk about a few classic mistakes learners make.
Mistake 1. Using a subject pronoun after a verb. She called I instead of she called me.
Mistake 2. Using a subject pronoun after a preposition. This is between you and I instead of between you and me.
Mistake 3. Mixing pronoun forms in a compound object. Give it to Tom and I instead of give it to Tom and me.
Here's a great trick for that last mistake. Remove the other name and listen.
Give it to I sounds clearly wrong right away.
Give it to me sounds correct immediately, so give it to Tom and me is the right choice.
That simple trick solves so many compound object mistakes instantly.
Step 10. Quick practice with real examples.
Let's try a simple game. I will describe a situation. You give me the correct object pronoun.
Ready? I called your best friend, a girl.
Her.
I invited your two parents together.
Them.
I helped myself and my classmates.
Us.
I found a book on the table.
It.
Great job. You're getting faster already.
Try this game yourself with people and objects around you right now.
This is the best practice. Thinking quickly again and again.
Your brain remembers better when you practice actively, not only read.
Quick reminder before we continue. Our main idea was object pronouns replace the noun receiving the action, and they appear after verbs and after prepositions.
Everything after that, indirect objects, comparisons, compound objects, these are helpful details.
The basic idea is enough for almost every sentence.
Good. Now let's add one more bonus part.
Step 11. Me at the start of casual answers.
In very casual English, me sometimes appears even without a full sentence.
Who wants pizza? Me. This is common and understood in everyday relaxed conversation.
Technically, the full sentence would be, I want pizza. But in short answers, me feels natural and normal.
This is more about spoken habits than a strict grammar rule.
In formal writing, though, it's best to use full, complete sentences with the correct subject pronoun.
Good tip. Context always matters in choosing the right style.
Step 12. Put it all together.
Now, let's build a few full sentences.
Listen to my example. My brother called me yesterday. He asked me to help him with his homework. I told him I would meet him after class, and we studied together for 2 hours.
Listen to my example. My teacher gave us a new assignment. She explained it to us clearly and then asked if we had any questions for her. I thanked her and walked home with my friend.
See, we used many object pronouns naturally in the same short story.
Nothing feels forced. Nothing feels confusing.
That is the perfect balance.